Morning guys, I'm going to pull up a 1510. Don't ask me about my chess. I had an over the board game last night, literally against a blind guy who murdered me. Yeah, he is completely blind, without sight, and I got slaughtered. Okay, and we've got here in this game a Vienna. So I'm going to go with normal. Are we going to get the gambit? Everyone plays the gambit? No! This is called the Mises variation. And is he planning f4? Is that the idea? Well, well, well. So if he's going to do f4, he might take here. So this is when I actually want my pawn there, but not going to happen. I think I can develop my knight and probably allow him to capture here. I mean, that totally buggers up his kingside castling ideas. Okay, and that's a bit odd. So he has to plan now to shift this pawn so that this pawn on e4 can have some activity. I'm going to develop my bishop, I think, because I don't know if I can. No, he could still castle. He could he could still castle short. D6 looks reasonable now. You should always consider is, can I move it too? And that's attacked once, twice, 3 times. So not at this point in time. And we may actually end up playing this as almost like we're playing against a modern or a King's Indian. If the king does castle this side, then we can get the bishop and queen battery, drop the bishop into h3, there we go. And maybe long castle here, maybe launch a pawn storm up the king side, we never know. Yeah. So I won't go over the game. Two main points from the game, all you need to know. Number one, I broke one of the golden rules. I had this knight. I was convinced he was going to take my knight with his bishop and double my pawns. I'd already played the England gambit. It was actually the Charlick accepted, and so I can't castle here, can't capture here, by the way. Charlick accepted, so I was already a pawn down, and my king was a bit exposed because I'd long castled. I was convinced he was going to capture my knight with his bishop. He didn't. He moved his knight instead, and I'd kind of, when you say to yourself, okay, if he does anything else than capture my knight and double my pawns, my knight can escape. And then he moved a knight to somewhere else, right? And I went, fantastic, and immediately I moved it. And I was having to speak my moves because he was using a touch board. He was feeling the thing. And I immediately played that move, didn't realise that his knight move came with a discovery. We had bishops facing off. If I'd have captured his bishop and then moved my knight, it'd have been fine. I just moved without thinking. So here, obviously, the danger is I can't play knight takes knight because after pawn takes, we've got a pawn fork. It's a very common problem. But I am going to take with the bishop because now, after pawn takes, this pawn is now going to be in the way of that bishop, whereas my knight can come around here, I guess, giving me 2 attackers. And is he going to play c4? Well, I mean, he's already castled, so my bishop's natural home looks like c5. Where the hell is that? The Seychelles. Wow, bugger me. Right smack in the middle of the Atlantic, I think. The Seychelles. Really weird. Okay. So he's trying to hang on to this pawn. Now, I need to think about this bishop's future. It may need to come in some. I'm worried about, can it get actually trapped? What if I did c5 now? c5 captures en passant, captures. My rook's okay. Also need to think about strategically, where does my king want to go? So if he kicks, come back, kicks again, come back here, hits, but kind of okay. Okay, and what about these horses? This is a bad horsey. Where does the horsey want to go? I'm very tired to... Yeah, I got back about like 9:30 to 10 o'clock last night after that game. A bit disappointed. Then I played a few games of Blitz to try and make myself feel better and lost about 5 in a row. Yeah, so that was the first issue, was just snatching at a move. I didn't even look at the board. I didn't even do what has changed on the board. All right, so I deserve to lose. But apart from that, I was in a bad position anyway, because my opponent played very solidly against the Charlick. Do I want to stick my bishop in here? Ever? He's got knight takes, pawn takes. No. The other thing is, do I want to consider castle and queenside with these pawns marching up? I don't think so. I'm going to castle short and simplify things a little bit. Makes knight to g6 a little bit more appealing there. Let's okay. I can actually withdraw the knight. I could even go here, I think. There, he's got 2 attackers. Let's withdraw the knight. Think about f6 now, because he's already got a pawn in his own way of that bishop. So a skill that I'm really trying to work on right now in chess is patience, even in blitz games. It's like literally just not trying to force stuff to happen when it's not the time for it to happen. And that's something that you see the best players do, is know when just to sit back and just to try and improve your position. Until it's time to pull the trigger, then you pull the trigger. Oh, okay. Well, so if I take, I'm going to get a knight in my face, eh? I'm quite happy for him to take, and then I take back. But oh, then he gets to move this pawn. So could I play knight here, and then if he takes, I take back with the knight? I think that's an improvement. Still considering f6 at some point. They have a Vienna game Max Lang-Paulsen variation. So, yeah, sorry, back to my other thing. I played a dubious opening. We actually had the Charlick accepted. He took both pawns. But then he played solidly. He did then follow up with c4, which was odd. But I think my point is that it's all very well playing all these gambits and stuff in Blitz and Rapid online, but when your opponent is a serious club player, and he wasn't any higher rated, he was like 1530 or something ECF rated, which is about the same as me right now. Okay, it just doesn't cut it. So thinking again about this bishop's future, hits the rook. I kind of need to move this knight somehow to give this bishop more scope on this diagonal, I'm thinking. If he kicks me now and I come back, he goes there. Takes, that's okay. I'm still alright thanks to this pawn. What else we got? I could kick this guy. I could bring my queen out. I could play my knight to here again. I think I'm safe to kick that bishop. The question is, does it actually achieve anything? I don't know. If I do this, to push, take. It's okay. May not be the best move on the board. Not threatening this because of the knight. So I am wondering a bit whether, you know, all of this blitz malarkey is actually. It feels like I'm getting better at blitz, and I'm doing okay, and I'm really hovering around the 1500 to 1550 mark. But am I getting better at chess? I don't know. Because the issue is as well, because I play a few tricks and traps, like against the Caro-Kann, against the French, I'm happy to see these openings. And they are traditionally quite dull and positional openings, but I've got a really good hit rate against those two. And that is maybe artificially bumping up my rating a little bit. It's giving me wins that I really don't deserve and wouldn't get in a serious game. I'm only getting it because it's a trivial blitz game, you know. And look, there's nothing wrong with being a good blitz player. There's nothing wrong with being a blitz specialist if that's what you want to do. But I don't know. I think my personal goal is to improve at chess, not to improve at blitz. Okay, so he's retreated the bishop. Very interesting. What is the meaning of this? Here hits bishop again. I wouldn't mind trading off the dark squared bishop, so I'm happy about this. I think his remaining bishop is not the sharpest tool in the box. I should probably develop this knight. Question is, what's his idea? I mean, he's not coming into my position. Does he want to do this? What if I did that now? He's got one opportunity to capture en passant. So I do this, he takes en passant, I take. So he's captured away from the centre. I do there. So my pawns are here. There. He captures en passant, I capture. Feels like the board has opened up. I really don't think I need to be removing that pawn at all. I could do this. Yeah, Mr. Like this. I think there it's lined up with his king, right? If I put my bishop here and he takes, I take. Yes, I end up with an isolated a pawn, but I've got quite a strong structure here, holding his pawns at bay. If this pawn ever comes forward, I'm going to have two pawns to take it out, so happy days. Where does my knight want to go? Okay. Well, you're not going in there. Where are you going? What are you thinking? Okay, I'm going to play this quickly. And that's the other thing, I'm bloody rushed. However, and also, I think for the second time in my last two over the board matches, I lost the game with my opponent having less than 10 minutes on his clock. We start with 75 minutes, an hour and a quarter. But I simply had a lost position. I felt a proper prize turkey. I really did. So it's definitely one to forget. But learn the lesson. Learn the lesson is it doesn't matter what you think just happened. Look at what actually happened on the damn board. Anyway. Yeah, okay, well this we expected. This is fine. And now what's he got? I mean, he doesn't have... So now I've got good control over here, right? So if he advances, I take. Pawn takes, we have rooks facing off. But this is still hampering him. Now, can I use my knights together in some way? There's no light squared bishop, so I'm not going to dislodge this guy in a hurry. So you have to start thinking, okay, well, if this game is going to be won, how's it going to be won? By either player. And the answer is, I don't know. But this is what you get with chess, you know? Sometimes it's an arm wrestle. Sometimes you just have to dig deep and wait for your opponent to blunder. This is not going to help me in the slightest. What's that about? Is he thinking? No, he's not. Got queen here, which I kind of like. Feel like this queen side's not bad. I mean, yes, he's got a pawn break. He's got one pawn break that I then capture. I mean, this is a move. I'm still kind of drawn to this. Also gives ideas of check there, doesn't it? Yeah. There may be some attacking possibilities. His knight can't do much. This is definitely an idea. King goes in the corner. My other knight comes in? I don't know. Knight here, king there. I don't know what to do. If I come back with knight and tradey, right, I need to kind of move my king, get my rook onto the h-file. You never know. I'd love to drop a knight in there. Can I? Well, there's ideas anyway. Opponent's on 10.5 minutes. I'm on just over 9. And time for a drop of Joe. Ah. Okay, let's consider this. There, king he goes in corner. Do I just need to drop back? I mean, I could drop back here. This is possible. And if he pushes again, I can go back. Yep. See, when you find that you're able to enjoy the slow games, I mean, because the positional games, the grinding games, the ones where you're waiting for the advantageous pawn break to open up the position. This is the style of chess that is not my style. But what I'm trying to appreciate that style. I have a thought here. Knight takes, queen takes. Knight can come in still there with check, defended by the queen. This pawn, I'm believing in this pawn. This pawn, I'm just hoping that it remains a thorn in his side, blocking off this bishop. He's not engaged his rooks, really. He's not really engaged his queen. This knight is, in a way, his best piece. And I could try and trade him off. Because he can't go there, he can't go there. If he takes, we trade. If he retreats, meh. And that's just making the knight worse. We're both on 8:48. We have equality. I'm now up on the clock. Got this terrible habit in these over the board games of treating it like a 10-minute, 10+0 bloody rapid game and thinking that I can use the clock as a weapon. It's never worked yet. Got to stop doing that. Got to stop playing more grown-up chess. Sorry to be laying this therapy session on you guys while we're waiting for 4 tatami mezzo. 4 tatami? 4 tatami mezzo. What was your mother thinking when she gave you that name? In celebration of the boring. Sometimes boring is good. Can't all be fireworks, can it? Right. James is really good at these kind of games. You know, he likes to calculate more than I do, and that's why he's 1900 rapid. I think he's 1900. Oh, something happened. The queen moved. Well. Right, how about this? I've got 2 ways to face off with the knight. Here, knight takes. I can take with the queen. What's he doing? I don't even know what he's doing. I kind of like this knight being in the centre. This knight is also kind of useful. I mean, he's guarding h7. There is a possibility of some kind of barrage on that diagonal later on, but I don't really know. My instinct still says get rid of that horse. I think what he's doing is actually he's defending this square with the queen. This is my hunch. Okay. 735. So he can't allow me to take, because then after g takes, the bishop's pinned by the queen. He's going to get a knight up in his face like this. Not good. He cannot allow this. So what's he going to do? He's going to counter-attack. Aha. Okay, I've got a couple of options. That's one option. That's another option. Then if knight takes, queen takes backwards. Can I just take the pawn though? Because this guy here is arguably overcommitted. I take the pawn. If pawn takes, I win the knight. What else has he got? I take the pawn, he swings around here, I take his knight. Taking it. Tactics. Always comes down to tactics. In my limited experience. So the tactic here is the overworked defender, right? So, so I'm attacking his knight. Now, so what he thought is, well, I'm going to up the ante, up the danger levels. Okay. Now that one I missed. That's a second counterattack on the queen. Well. But okay, I can take the bishop. That doesn't work. I lose my queen. If I drop back, it takes. That's a bloody good move. That's one for the puzzles. I can give check. Then he takes. If I go forward, he takes. The bishop's then pinned. I can come here, hitting the queen. Hang on. I go forward, he takes there. So my queen's on here. His pawn is there. Knight here. Bishop can't take because it's pinned. Doesn't really achieve anything. That's an annoyance. That was a good move by my opponent. Okay, let's do this. I can just win the pawn back, of course, as well. There, pawn back here. Knight's pinned, because otherwise queen goes in there with mate. Okay. And there's me congratulating myself. Okay, I do have this, because the bishop's pinned. Right, the bishop cannot move. Knight here. Here. Knight can take, then. See, I say it always comes down to tactics, and he just thought one level deeper than me. However, his king is a little vulnerable. He's slightly lacking in pawns, and again his bishop is poor. His bishop's basically playing the role of a pawn here. Okay, so is it time to bring in this rook? Should I just grab this pawn? Then at least I've got 2 pawns for my trouble, haven't I? Is there any danger? It unpins the bishop, but the bishop's actually still effectively pinned because it has to defend the knight. If the bishop moves, the knight falls. Okay. So if takes, I don't know. I can play this. I think I should. He can bring his knight in. Not too worried right now. This bishop may trade off. I really need to engage a rook now. I'm starting to feel my lack of pieces. Knight here though. Hits the queen and this. But the queen just moves to there, right? And I can't... If I could move my knight with check, I could win the queen with the discovery, but I can't move the knight with check. It's on the wrong colour. It's a nice little shortcut, isn't it? First thing is it on the same colour as the king? Because knight changes colour complex every time it moves, so you know that a knight can't make one move with check if it's on the opposite colour to the king. It has to be on the same colour. That was a really nice recovery though by my opponent. I thought he blundered and he never. Now, stop it. Stop it. I could come back. We might end up drawing, but I'd rather lose 1 point with a draw than lose 9 for losing. He's got just over 6 minutes. I'm on 5:20. Let's think tactically. Here, queen can just take. So I'm thinking maybe rook e8 first. Then might be able to come in with my knight. If he does this, I think we're just going to go for a repeat. Always comes down to tactics. And I was just far too keen to jump in and congratulating myself on my opponent's mistake. If he pushes, I can push, and takes, I can take. Keeps this pawn pinned. Defends this pawn, which is important. I have this idea. Now, if bishop takes, rook takes, threat of a pin on the queen. Yeah. Here, bishop doesn't take, but then that's a thing, and then, yeah. You see, there's no, you have to look 1 level deeper, he says. There's no point going for a fork if they can get out of the fork with a pin on the forking piece. Don't forking work, does it? Rook here, knight here, puts many attackers. But he's got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 defenders. That's not going to work. Right, this is not my target. It is, however, pinhead. Thou art pinhead. I can offer him a draw, see what he thinks. Draw offered. Okay, so he's pushed there, he's declined. Okay, fine. Be like that. Okay. Here. Or here. Can't do that. Should we do knight here? Knight, then the rook could... No, I want my rook here, really. Is he going to push this? No. Aren't you? No, you're not. Knight, knight. I've got to improve my knight somehow. And I just didn't think that there takes... No, maybe. Maybe. He thinks he's going to beat me, does he? Well, what's that idea? Where's his knight off to? What's your game? Here? You can't go there because I trade for rook for 2 pieces. I'm going to kick you. Is he coming back to f3? I think he's coming back to f3 to hit my queen. In fact, that pawn move maybe wasn't the smartest because I've just hampered my own queen a little bit. Okay. Oh, good move. Oh, he's done it again. So he's threatening mate here. And my bloody knight's undefended. Okay, well, at least I can counterattack. You take my knight, mate. I'm taking yours. See how you like it. Getting out-thunk all the time. Not appreciating this. See, I just moved my knight, didn't I, onto an undefended square. Here it's defended. And he's decided to fork my rook and bloody queen. Right, here. I don't think I want to lose a rook outright. I'm going to have to take, aren't I think? And then I have to... Queen takes. Block. If queen comes here, I can block with a knight. And we're all kind of defended, but opponent is finding some good tactics. Got to hand it to him. Like to play my rook to here and really trap that queen in, but I can't. I'm 3 materials down because I'm basically a rook down, but I've got 2 extra pawns, and he's got a bishop. My king has to defend the rook. Well, this is, I'm all falling over myself right now. Well, that doesn't achieve an awful lot, does it? Having said that, everything's blooming tied up. I can play there. Does he want to play his rook in? He does. That's his idea. Man, what can I do? I can play like my queen in here. Let's pin his bishop. He plays his rook in there. I drop my queen back. Trade, 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 trade. And I'm going to be well down. Also a vague idea of pushing the h-pawn up to attack the pinned bishop. I have to recapture. Okay. Still his bishop is somewhat hampered. Now it's not so hampered. Okay, I think this is his plan. Do we take in that instance? Okay, let's shut the door on the bishop. Rook can't come to any of these squares. That's fine. Right. Still this pawn break. The problem is with this pawn break, if he comes here, if I take with A, he's got a passed pawn, and I've got no high-speed bits to intercept him. Can I get to that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a very long way round. Not liking that at all, that idea. So I'm thinking if he comes here, I'm going to have to take with a C pawn, which I think is manageable. Right. Question is his king going to come into this hole? I think that's his idea. Now if his king doesn't move, he gets forked, but his king is going to... Oh, hang on. If his king goes in the hole, he gets forked. What time is it in the Seychelles anyway? Probably about the same time as here. Okay, let's throw in a spite check. Maybe I should have moved my king up first actually to stop him getting in the hole. But if he goes in the hole now, he's going to lose a pawn. Attacks the... Okay. Right, and I've got this. Or I've got this. He wants to do this, takes. Now if you see if he pushes this pawn, it does actually hang that one. Okay. I can take with check and then recapture. So if I take with check, he comes here. I come back with check. This is an intermediate move, in between move, intermezzo. He's in check now, so I don't have to do the capture immediately. But now I can move back here with another check, and on my next turn I'm going to capture. Okay, and this is now with check, and it 1, 2. I can probably stop that pawn. I think I can stop that pawn. I don't think he's going to sack his rook. I think we've just made a a minor recovery. Okay, now. Okay, the knight's protected. I don't have to move the knight. Where's the action area going to be? Feels like this is my weakest point, so I think that's where my king needs to be. Is he going to try and get into this hole again? I don't know. Oh, tits. That's not good. Okay, king here. So I mean, I saw a king rook fork, but my knight couldn't move because it was pinned on the king. Very annoying. And that, my friend, is a blunder. That is simply a blunder. And this activated bishop suddenly... Okay, well, there's a check. Fine, I get it. I just come here. I think my knight can actually now escape, yeah? Right, I have to stop the king getting in that hole, so... There, I think my knight is... Okay, where can't he go? He's got this with check, but then no safety after that. He can come here. That comes with check, but it gets taken. Okay, we're now +4 materials. I'm actually up 4 pawns, guys. Right, that's one thing. Now it's going to be... I really want to get my king. Should I have pushed up first? Well, no, he still had that move, didn't he? Okay. Ooh, could have got rid of the bishop. Still an option, still an option. What's that about? Okay, I've got a check, and he can't get to any of these squares, right? So, if here, king goes here, push this one. If I push this one, I think that's probably better. And he can't actually defend this pawn now. So he's got to move away, right? So do I take this pawn? Or do I just move my knight up? Cramp his style. Okay, how is the game going to be won? This is the question. If I take here, I've got these double pawns. It's not fantastic. Oh, he's resigned. Well, Hail Mary. That was a bit of a dog's dinner. But like I say, tactics, tactics, tactics. All the way. Completely winning position here. I didn't deserve that at all. My opponent didn't deserve to lose it at all. And yeah, one really nice. Let's have a quick look at the game review. But really nice tactic. He just looked, you know, he looked at 3 moves. I looked at 2. Not brilliant. And here we go. I mean, look at this. Wow, 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 wow. Where were we? Okay, so this is a blunder, but so was that. Now, this is a blunder. I mean, I can see it's a weakening move, but this is really useful to try and figure out, because I haven't got analysis showing, I'm not looking at lines. Why is it a blunder? There, you take queen, knight here. Is that the move? Wow. Okay, well that's going in the puzzles. That is what a counterattack. That was not the move. Because that's great. Okay, so this is what we do. Okay, I'm going to show you how I'm building up my woody repertoire. Okay, so chess, woody. Counterattacks. It's got to go in counterattacks hard. Okay, so we pull up the Lee Chess Study. Oh, I've only got one hard counterattack right now. Okay, and here we go with black. Okay, so obviously our queen is under attack. What do we do? And the point is, it's actually about these pieces. So what I do now is I play the correct move. Let me just check that we're on. No, it needs to be interactive lesson. Okay, and you play the correct move first. And if they take, then bang. And we are good. King has to move, we win the queen. Okay. So after this move, you might be tempted to do this. Okay, so then I add in the comments. Good idea. Assuming, yeah, but assumes the G3 pawn is overstretched, right? However, is there another counterattack? And yes, there is, and white found it, which would be a really good move. Okay, so this is the problem. That's why it doesn't work, and now we are losing material, right? So that's how we do this, and then I've got to add it to my list for the Chess Bootcamp live guys. And there we go. So it's going to be counterattacks hard 2. There we go. And I just add it to this list, and they've got their menu of all the woody stuff. Okay, so they've got 35 mate in 1s and 39 mate in 2 puzzles and stuff like this. And the idea is that you drill it and drill it and drill it. Okay, so I'm going to build all of these up to around 30, I think, or 30 good ones on each. But there's probably 500 puzzles already collected here. So yeah, interesting stuff. And you know, I've got a couple of videos that show you exactly how I do that. I've just shown you again how I do it. And there we go. But yeah, interesting game for sure. And it just goes to show, never give up, never surrender. You know, that's definitely a theme even when you're doing badly, even when you're on the losing side. Oh, let's have a quick look at the review, see how we did. So I had 73. This is not bad. Opponent 68. And what's the guess, the ELO? 1300 for him, 1450 for me. So both of us played below our ability in that game, with a few blunders either way. And by the way, before anyone asks again, you have to go to your settings in chess.com to get this guess the ELO thing. Go right to the bottom of the list, beta, okay, and you click join beta. That's it, and that's how you get that in there. So hope you enjoyed that, all of you guys. I certainly enjoyed it a little bit more than my game last night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.